Welcome to the XA Engineers Podcast, episode 30. Today, we're embarking on a deep dive into a challenge that, well, I know resonates deeply with so many of you in civil engineering. I'm talking about that relentless, almost crushing pressure of aggressive project timelines. Have you ever felt that squeeze,
Yeah.
that intense push to accelerate, to demand more from your already dedicated teams? Pouring in countless hours only to find those seemingly impossible deadlines still looming, just out of reach. It's that constant uphill battle where, despite every single ounce of effort and investment, the finish line seems to keep moving further away. Our mission today is to really explore a pragmatic pathway through these exact challenges. We're going to unpack how you can consistently meet those aggressive timelines in complex civil engineering projects, and crucially, how to do it without ever compromising on the meticulous quality that truly defines successful, lasting infrastructure. Now, our insights today are deeply inspired by the operational models and, frankly, the proven successes of leading solutions, particularly how AXA Engineers is fundamentally reshaping the landscape of civil engineering outsourcing. They're showing us there's a smarter, more effective way to operate. Before we really dig in, if you find value in these conversations, please do connect with us, follow the deep dive, and definitely share your own experiences or any pressing questions you have about managing project deadlines and upholding quality in demanding engineering fields. We really thrive on your engagement.
And that feeling you just described, that constant pressure, that feeling of, running against an impossible clock, it's definitely not unique. It's a universal undercurrent across pretty much all high-stakes industries. And it hits particularly hard where precision, unwavering reliability, and absolute safety are. Well, they're not just preferable, they're existential non-negotiables. Civil engineering, just by its very nature, sits right at the epicenter of this challenge. What's truly fascinating, and let's be honest, often frustrating, is the paradox inherent in it all. The more you instinctively push your internal teams, the harder you try to accelerate project delivery through sheer force of will, the higher the hidden risk. Risk to the very quality, the integrity, and the safety that your projects, and indeed your whole professional reputation, are entirely built upon. This is precisely the stage we need to set, I think, for understanding how specialized partners in civil engineering outsourcing can offer genuinely strategic, really transformative advantages. They can effectively convert that deeply ingrained paradox into a solvable equation, allowing for both speed and that unwavering quality.
Okay, let's really unpack this feeling then, because I believe it's one we can all recognize maybe too well. Picture this. Your team is consistently working overtime, burning the midnight oil, pushing relentlessly to meet these aggressive timelines that just seem to tighten every week. We're talking about people staying late, sacrificing weekends, maybe even giving up precious time with family or, personal stuff. Despite this huge, almost unsustainable effort being poured in this intense dedication and personal sacrifice, those deadlines still feel like an unmoving wall, almost impossible to hit. It's an incredibly prevalent scenario across demanding sectors, and civil engineering, with its intricate designs, strict regulations, and multi-stage, highly dependent projects. Well, it's certainly no exception. It often feels less like progress and more like, I don't know, like you suck on a treadmill running faster and faster, but just not gaining any real ground, just getting exhausted.
You've hit on a really critical point there about that feeling of stagnation, even with immense effort. What's often overlooked, but has a profound impact, is the psychological and operational toll this relentless pressure takes. It's not just about a few late nights here and there or an occasional weekend shift. That's not the core issue. Over sustained periods, these aggressive timelines can deeply erode team morale, leads to burnout, disengagement. When engineers and designers feel perpetually overwhelmed, maybe undervalued, or constantly in a state of crisis management, their passion, it diminishes. And this chronic stress, it significantly increases the likelihood of errors. Even among the most highly skilled and experienced teams, people who pride themselves on being meticulous. Think about it. A fatigued structural engineer is just far more prone to overlooking a critical detail in a complex calculation. Or maybe a rushed CAD drafter might inadvertently miss a crucial dimension on a foundation plan. It happens. And in the very practical realities of managing large-scale civil engineering projects, where complexity already amplifies the impact of every single decision, every small oversight, chronic stress becomes a compounding factor. It multiplies risk exponentially. Let's illustrate with a hypothetical, but I think an all too common scenario. Imagine a critical design phase for a new bridge project in a city. Perhaps the initial soil investigation reports are rushed, or the structural load calculations get reviewed less rigorously than they normally would. Why? Because of immense pressure from an approaching submission deadline, maybe to the city council. Now, this isn't just a minor administrative slip-up. It sets a deeply negative precedent for every stage that follows. detailed architectural drawings, precise material procurement lists, the entire construction planning sequence, all of it is built upon this rushed, potentially flawed foundation. Any inaccuracies, however subtle they might seem at the time, introduced early on, will inevitably propagate. They just will. They might lead to costly, time-consuming redesigns months later, significant material waste due to miscalculations, or, in the absolute worst-case scenario, actual structural integrity issues that demand immediate expensive fixes or even pose safety hazards once construction starts. It's a high-stakes domino effect, really, where the initial time saved by rushing is paid back tenfold, often in unexpected and far more damaging ways. This constant state of firefighting not only hits a project profitability hard, but also severely strains your internal resources and critically damages client relationships.
Wow, yeah. That detailed example really brings home a crucial observation from our insights. When time is tight, even small delays can snowball into bigger problems. And honestly, you listening right now, you've probably witnessed this firsthand, haven't you? You've seen a minor hiccup, a seemingly tiny delay right at the start of a project, only for it to just gather momentum, growing into this monstrous, significant impediment that completely derails the entire schedule. It truly is like watching a tiny snowball start rolling down a mountain. It accumulates more snow, picks up speed, until it transforms into an unstoppable, project-threatening avalanche. It's quite something to see, actually.
And this phenomenon, this snowballing of small delays into major crises, it raises a really important question. Why do these seemingly minor setbacks snowball so aggressively, especially within the highly interconnected project environments we see all the time in civil engineering? Well, the answer lies in the intricate, often quite fragile web of dependencies that link tasks and teams together. In civil engineering, very few tasks, maybe none, truly exist in isolation. A delay in one area doesn't just impact that specific task. Its repercussions ripple outwards. They affect the entire project schedule, because subsequent tasks are almost always contingent on the precise and timely completion of the earlier ones. It's all linked. Think about a practical example. Just a 2-day delay in a critical foundation design for, say, a multi-story building, specifically during the detailed CAD drafting phase. This isn't just losing 2 days on the calendar. That seemingly small delay immediately pushes back the timeline for getting the foundation materials ordered, because the precise quantities, the specs, the rebar schedules, they all come directly from those finalized drawings. It then impacts site preparation, excavation, formwork, putting in utility. None of that can start until the foundation design is fully approved and the materials are actually there. And, maybe most critically, it impacts all the structural work that follows, putting up columns, beams, slabs. That simply cannot begin until the foundation is poured, cured, and meticulously inspected. So suddenly that initial 2-day delay in CAD drafting isn't just 2 days anymore. It can easily stretch into weeks of overall project slippage, affecting numerous teams, subcontractors, various construction phases. It's a cascade. This kind of ripple effect is incredibly common, leading to cascading delays, increased costs, and frankly, very frustrated stakeholders. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, the long-term implications for client trust and your firm's reputation, well, they're profound, especially when project timelines consistently falter because of these compounding delays. Clients in civil engineering projects, whether they're big city councils, private developers, or government agencies, they operate with their own equally connected schedules, financial commitments, public deadlines. Consistent delays coming from your end don't just cost them money. They critically undermine their confidence in your firm's reliability, your capability. It sends a very clear signal that your organization might struggle with project management, with timely delivery. And that makes it significantly harder to secure future contracts, regardless of how good the final physical output might be. This isn't just a minor setback, it's a deep reputational hit. Once that happens, it's incredibly difficult and costly to recover from in a competitive market like this. It directly impacts your firm's growth potential, your standing in the industry. It's serious stuff.
That is a grim, but I think very accurate picture. And to cope with this relentless pressure, our insights clearly show that you've likely resorted to a couple of common, almost instinctive coping mechanisms, either aggressively reallocating your internal resources, shuffling people around, or maybe in more desperate situations, subtly cutting corners to speed up delivery. Trying to find shortcuts. It's completely understandable in the moment, isn't it? When a deadline is breathing down your neck, these measures can give you an immediate, though often temporary, sense of relief. It feels like you're sprinting towards the finish line, or at least to the next urgent milestone, just trying to survive, really.
Right, but what's truly critical here is to meticulously deconstruct the inherent dangers lurking within these seemingly quick solutions. While they often provide that immediate superficial relief, They almost universally embody that core concept of short-term gain for a long-term loss, end quote. Let's look at reallocating resources first. While it seems logical, right, shuffle skilled people to address immediate bottlenecks. But this strategy almost invariably means pulling experts from one critical task to stick them on another, and the predictable outcome. You create new, unforeseen bottlenecks somewhere else. Or even worse, you dilute the specialized expertise needed in specific areas. In civil engineering, where highly specialized knowledge like, say, advanced geotechnical analysis for tricky soil or intricate bridge hydraulics for complex rivers is absolutely paramount. Moving that expert to help with general project management or routine CAD work can leave a gaping critical void. And that gap will almost certainly cause more significant cascading problems further down the line. It's like that old saying, robbing Peter to pay Paul, but in this scenario, both Peter's and Paul's projects often end up worse off, with compounded delays and quality issues cropping up everywhere. Now, cutting corners, this is, without a doubt, the most dangerous path. And frankly, ethically precarious. When you sacrifice quality, even subtly, in any aspect of a civil engineering project, you're not actually saving time or money. Not really. You're simply deferring the cost and usually significantly increasing it. A rush structural drawing, for instance, might look like it meets a deadline on paper, but it could require extensive, costly rework during the actual construction phase, leading to significant material waste, escalating labor costs, extended timelines that just obliterate any initial savings. Or maybe an expedited environmental impact assessment misses critical compliance details. That could lead to substantial fines, legal battles, severe reputational damage. Critically, this leads directly to deep customer dissatisfaction. A client, whether public or private, expects and deserves a certain standard of excellence and safety. Anything less erodes trust, jeopardizes future work, and can even compromise public safety. In civil engineering, this could mean premature structural failures, ongoing maintenance nightmares, safety hazards for the public, or just a completed project that simply doesn't meet its intended lifespan or performance goals. These profound long-term losses, the rework, the increased costs, the damage to reputation, potential safety issues, they vastly outweigh any fleeting time saved initially. It's truly like trying to build a skyscraper on a shaky foundation, just to shave a few days off the schedule. The consequences are, well, they can be catastrophic. And this entire cycle, it raises a really important question for you, the listener. How does this perpetual cycle of firefighting and short-term gains for long-term losses fundamentally impact your team's ability to innovate, to grow, to truly focus on high-value, transformative tasks? If your most skilled, most experienced engineers are constantly bogged down cleaning up errors from rushed work or fixing problems that could have been avoided, they have virtually no time left for crucial R&D, for exploring more efficient, more sustainable methods, or for focusing their brain power on truly complex, high-impact design challenges that really differentiate your firm. It's a cycle that stifles growth, crushes creativity, drains morale, and ultimately severely compromises your competitive edge in a rapidly evolving industry. It prevents you from truly pushing the boundaries of what's possible in civil engineering.
Okay, we've painted a pretty clear and perhaps familiar picture of the problems and the hidden costs of pushing timelines too hard. But here's where we pivot, and this is where it gets genuinely insightful, I think. What if? What if you could consistently meet even the most demanding deadlines without overburdening your invaluable internal team? And absolutely without compromising on the uncompromising standards of quality that your firm upholds. This, for many, is the key question, isn't it? The almost utopian goal. It challenges our entire conventional view on project management, on resource allocation. But this isn't just wishful thinking. It's the core, tangible proposition that comes from insights into partners like AXANH engineers. They are truly proving to be a game changer in the world of strategic civil engineering outsourcing, showing a clear, actionable pathway to consistently achieve both speed and excellence, fundamentally redefining what's possible.
Exactly. And what's truly insightful here is the profound paradigm shift this represents. It's a whole new way of thinking. It moves beyond that traditional, often self-defeating approach of just pushing your existing internal team harder, demanding impossible feats from already strained resources. Instead, it's about a smarter, more strategic operational philosophy. And crucially, it's underpinned by the right kind of specialized support. This vision directly addresses what many listeners want, those genuine aha moments, practical, actionable solutions to what often feel like insurmountable challenges. The strategic advantage of partnering with a leader in civil engineering outsourcing, like AXANH engineers, lies in this ability to effectively decouple critical project execution from your internal resource constraints. That means your current internal capacity, which is often a fixed bottleneck, right? It no longer has to be the limiting factor dictating project timelines, or even worse, forcing those quality compromises. Think about it. You're no longer confined by the specific number of engineers or designers you happen to have on staff at any given moment. Instead, you gain this extraordinary level of agility. You can flex your project resources up or down, precisely based on fluctuating demand. It's elastic. You can bring in highly specialized expertise exactly when and where it's needed most, rather than trying to build every niche skill internally, which is often inefficient and expensive. This ability to strategically extend and augment your capabilities transforms how entire projects are approached. It's a fundamental shift. You move from a reactive, resource-constrained model constantly playing catch-up to a proactive, capacity-optimized one, where you can confidently pursue new opportunities and meet aggressive targets with real assurance. It allows your internal teams to focus on their core competencies, on innovation, on high-value strategic work, while AXA engineers handles the high-volume, precision-critical technical execution with, frankly, unparalleled efficiency. It's really about empowering your firm to reach new heights of productivity and excellence, but without all that internal strain.
Okay, that is a powerful shift in perspective, a really different way to look at it. But let's get into the tangible mechanics. How does this compelling what-if scenario actually transition from an aspiration into a concrete, reliable reality? Our deep dive into leading practices, particularly those of AXA engineers, highlights that the answer lies in gaining immediate, seamless access to a robust team of specialized experts. Experts ready to assist you in strategically scaling up capacity exactly when you need it. This isn't just a nice to have, it's about bringing in precise external expertise right when your internal resources are stretched thin, or when you face a project demanding a highly specific skill set you just don't have in-house at that moment. The impact of integrating this kind of specialized civil engineering outsourcing support can be almost immediate, dramatically easing pressure on your core team and speeding up overall project progress right from day one.
Absolutely. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, the benefits of this kind of strategic access through AXA engineers are truly multifaceted. They're deeply transformative. First, and this is critical, it's not just about getting more hands on deck. That can actually be a trap, leading to diluted quality sometimes. Instead, it's about gaining a dedicated team of highly specialized experts. This means accessing an unparalleled depth of specialized knowledge, honed experience from countless diverse projects, a deep understanding of industry best practices, things that would be incredibly challenging or very costly and time-consuming to recruit, train, and retain internally. This is absolutely crucial for the complex, often unique demands of modern civil engineering projects, where niche skills like advanced finite element analysis for predicting structural behavior or specialized hydraulic modeling for complex motor systems can make all the difference between success and costly failure. You're not just outsourcing tasks, you're tapping into this deep well of collective global expertise, people who've successfully navigated similar complex challenges before. This collective intelligence and experience elevates your project capabilities, basically, instantaneously. Second, the ability to strategically scale up capacity is a genuine game changer for any civil engineering firm. Civil engineering outsourcing, when done right by a partner like AXA Engineers, allows companies to flex their project resources dramatically, scaling up or down based on actual demand without the huge overhead, the long-term commitment, the risks of permanent hires. Imagine the incredible agility this gives you. During peak project cycles, when you suddenly land several large, lucrative projects, you avoid that painful dilemma: internal team burnout, forcing project delays, or even worse, having to turn down really profitable opportunities. Instead, AXA Engineers provides immediate, highly skilled capacity perfectly matched to your needs, right then. Conversely, during leaner times, you're not stuck with the significant fixed costs of excess staff. It is an extraordinarily efficient and resilient way to manage fluctuating workloads, maintain operational efficiency, and capture market share by always being ready for new business. And what's truly insightful here is how an external team of experts from AXA Engineers profoundly enhances your internal problem-solving capabilities. They often bring fresh perspectives, right? Unburdened by internal politics or ingrained, maybe outdated ways of doing things. This objective, fresh look can spot subtle efficiencies, introduce innovative design solutions, or flag potential issues that might have been missed internally. They can introduce and integrate best practices learned from broader industry exposure, streamlining and modernizing your existing workflows within your organization. For example, imagine a common scenario. Your internal team is struggling to keep pace with a sudden surge in demand for detailed structural analysis for several new high-rise projects. Normally, this leads straight to internal burnout, potentially rushed work compromising quality, or maybe even turning down profitable ventures. But by engaging a strategic partner like AXA engineers, you immediately gain a highly skilled, dedicated team focused purely on that structural analysis. This not only prevents burnout for your internal specialists, but also allows your in-house experts to keep focusing their invaluable time and strategic oversight on client relations, high-level project management, and tackling those truly complex design challenges only they can address. This immediate specialized capacity doesn't just safeguard quality and prevent burnout. Crucially, it unlocks significant new business opportunities. It transforms your firm into a more agile, more responsive entity.
Right. So we've established the huge value of scaling capacity and getting access to specialized experts. That alone is monumental. But it's not just about having more hands. It's fundamentally about how those hands contribute, with unparalleled precision, efficiency to the actual intricate work of civil engineering. Our in-depth look at AXA Engineers' operational model reveals another critical benefit: their profound ability to streamline project execution. Just consider for a moment the impact of truly optimized workflows, where every single task, and no matter how small, is handled with meticulous precision, consistency, and maximum efficiency. It's about moving far beyond just completing tasks to truly excelling at them, transforming your entire project delivery lifecycle.
Exactly. And this point about streamlining project execution raises an important question. How does that optimization actually look in practice? Especially when we talk about the highly specific technical work in civil engineering. Let's dig into some key areas. First, think about CAD drafting. Often seen as foundational, yes, but also incredibly time-consuming. A bottleneck in those early design and documentation phases for so many projects. However, when executed by AXA engineers' expert teams, highly efficient and precise CAD drafting can dramatically accelerate these critical initial stages. And we're talking about more than just speed here. It's about highly skilled drafters who are not only fast, but meticulously accurate, maintaining an extraordinary level of consistency across hundreds, maybe thousands, of complex drawings. They use advanced tools, parametric design, rigorous internal quality control. This dramatically cuts down errors, minimizes the need for costly revisions later on, and ensures everyone, from field engineers to suppliers, is working with the most reliable, coordinated information from day one. That foundational efficiency then just ripples positively through the whole project. Next, let's move to 3D modeling. This is an increasingly powerful, really indispensable tool in modern civil engineering. It offers huge benefits for visualization, sophisticated clash detection, much more accurate quantity takeoffs. It's transformative. Expert 3D modelers from AXA engineers don't just create models, they actively leverage cutting-edge BIM standards, like Level 2. This allows for proactive clash detection and resolution before your internal teams even see it, catching potential structural, mechanical, electrical conflicts that often go unnoticed until construction is already happening. Imagine complex infrastructure projects, bridges, tunnels, big urban developments, where finding these potential clashes virtually can literally save millions in rework, prevent huge delays, and enhance safety. This advanced 3D modeling also facilitates much better communication among diverse teams, clients, regulators. Everyone can visualize and interact with the project in a comprehensive, intuitive way, leading to quicker approvals, better design decisions, a more integrated project environment overall. And this level of precision, this optimization, it extends seamlessly to other critical technical work across the entire civil engineering spectrum. Whether we're talking about highly detailed engineering calculations, complex geotechnical analysis, environmental impact studies, or even designing specialized structures like retaining walls. Strategically outsourcing this expertise to a partner like AXA engineers ensures not just timely completion, but optimized completion, meaning executed with unparalleled accuracy, maximum efficiency, and strictly adhering to the highest industry standards, both international and local, mitigating risk, ensuring compliance. What's truly impactful here, I think, is how proactively leveraging a specialized civil engineering outsourcing partner like AXA engineers for these specific, often production-level technical tasks like CAD, 3D modeling, complex analysis, fundamentally frees up your valuable internal senior engineers. They can then dedicate their time, their deep institutional knowledge, their unique expertise to high-level strategic planning, nurturing crucial client relationships, tackling the truly complex, unique problems that demand their specific insights. They're no longer bogged down in the details of drawing production or routine calculations. They're leading the intellectual capital of your firm, driving innovation, focusing on strategic growth.
Which is exactly where you want them focusing.
Right.
Exactly. Think about the projects where a highly skilled, dedicated external team focused purely on precision technical execution could have proactively caught and prevented those small delays from snowballing into critical, project-threatening issues. It's about strategically leveraging specialized efficiency to profoundly elevate your entire project management strategy, allowing your internal talent to really shine where they are most impactful. This detailed discussion brings us perfectly full circle, right back to our initial problem. That pervasive difficulty of consistently keeping complex civil engineering projects firmly on track amid the pressure of aggressive deadlines. The genuinely reassuring news, strongly supported by our insights into leading practices, is that with a strategic partner like AXANH Engineers, we deliver results that keep your projects on track. This isn't just a promise, it's the ultimate reassurance, a beacon of predictability for project managers, for stakeholders, for clients in this demanding world of civil engineering. It moves beyond just getting a project done. It's about getting it done right, on time, and within budget, consistently.
Right. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, what on track truly signifies in this context is much more than just hitting one single deadline. It represents consistent progress across all project phases, from concept right through design, engineering, documentation. It involves effectively managing that intricate web of dependencies between countless tasks and diverse teams, and rigorously sticking to the overall master project schedule. Essentially, it means predictable, reliable outcomes. You know what to expect. This level of proactive engagement and expert execution from a leading civil engineering outsourcing partner like AXA Engineers intrinsically prevents that constant need for reactive crisis management, that dreaded firefighting mode we talked about earlier, which just drains resources and crushes morale. Instead of perpetually scrambling to catch up, your projects are confidently moving forward, always staying ahead of potential issues, identifying and mitigating risks long before they can escalate. Think, just for a moment, about the undeniable competitive advantage for civil engineering companies that consistently deliver projects on time or even ahead of schedule, versus those perpetually battling costly delays and missed milestones. A firm with a proven, unwavering track record for being punctual and reliable builds an unparalleled reputation in the industry. It's invaluable. This stellar reputation profoundly enhances their ability to secure future contracts, often the highly lucrative ones, because clients, above all else, seek partners they can implicitly trust to deliver. When you consistently meet or, even better, exceed expectations, you really stand out from the competition. You become the preferred choice, fostering deep, long-term relationships built on mutual respect and demonstrated capability, expanding your market share, your influence. It's about building a robust, resilient, and consistently successful project delivery pipeline, one that not only stands out but actually leads in a crowded, competitive industry. It's the difference between just surviving and truly thriving.
Which brings us neatly to the complete, undeniable value proposition offered by AXA Engineers, really underscoring the transformative potential that's now within reach. AXA Engineers helps you deliver excellence on time and without compromise. Now, this isn't just a catchy slogan or some aspirational statement. It directly and unequivocally addresses and resolves that central conflict we identified right at the beginning of this deep dive, that agonizing struggle between the need for speed and the non-negotiable demand for unyielding quality. It's about achieving both, consistently, predictably, with absolute assurance.
Exactly. And this unwavering promise, excellence on time and without compromise, it raises an important question. How exactly does AXA Engineers deliver on this? How do they directly counter that dangerous short-term gain for long-term loss mentality we explored? Well, the answer fundamentally lies in their meticulously structured, multi-layered approach to quality assurance and their inherent organizational culture. It's baked in. Expert teams in civil engineering outsourcing, particularly those at AXA Engineers, are not just skilled. They are rigorously structured to prioritize and meticulously maintain the highest standards of quality at every single stage. This commitment to quality isn't an afterthought, not just a final check. It's intrinsically integrated into every step of their process, from the moment project starts to final delivery. They employ rigorous, multi-tier quality control checks, often involving independent peer reviews, dedicated QA specialists. They leverage cutting-edge software, proprietary tools that automate error detection, enforce consistency. And critically, their teams maintain a deep, up-to-date understanding of international and local civil engineering codes, standards, regulations across diverse regions. This ensures the work delivered isn't just fast, but fundamentally sound, reliable, compliant, and engineered for long-term durability. From the most intricate CAD drawings to the most complex structural analyses, there's an absolute, non-negotiable dedication to precision, ensuring uncompromising integrity in every single deliverable. And if we connect this to the bigger picture again, the long-term benefits of consistently delivering this blend of excellence on time are profound. They're far-reaching. First and foremost is dramatically enhanced client trust. When you consistently meet or exceed expectations, deliver demonstrably high-quality work, clients see your firm as a dependable, indispensable partner, someone they can rely on. This fosters significantly stronger professional relationships, almost invariably leading to repeat business, valuable referrals, and a deeply entrenched reputation for reliability and superior performance in this demanding field of civil engineering. Your reputation for unwavering reliability and consistent quality becomes your most potent, most enduring asset. This ultimately is about achieving sustainable success, moving your firm decisively beyond that reactive, exhausting cycle of firefighting. It's about building a robust, unshakable foundation of quality, efficiency, and client satisfaction in all your civil engineering operations. Through the strategic, intelligent application of specialized outsourcing, this holistic approach, exemplified by AXA engineers, fundamentally redefines what project delivery means in civil engineering, moving from a position of constant strain to one of consistent, confident excellence. So, just to recap quickly, let's revisit those initial, deeply problematic challenges we talked about. Overburdened internal teams grappling with impossible deadlines, project delays snowballing into catastrophic setbacks, and that perilous, often costly path of compromising quality for fleeting short-term gains. AXA Engineers provides not just a solution, but a clear, comprehensive, and highly effective methodology for each one. They offer scalable expert capacity to prevent internal burnout, ensure your best talent focuses on innovation.
They bring precise, optimized execution in critical technical tasks to proactively stop delays from compounding and accelerate project phases. And fundamentally, they provide an unwavering commitment to rigorous quality assurance, ensuring excellence is delivered without compromise every single time. It's a truly holistic approach to civil engineering outsourcing that demonstrably redefines the very essence of project delivery in this field.
We've certainly covered a huge amount of ground in this deep dive today, a lot to think about. We've meticulously explored the significant, often crippling challenges inherent in balancing aggressive project deadlines with that absolute non-negotiable demand for unwavering quality in civil engineering. We've dissected how those traditional coping mechanisms, while tempting, almost invariably lead to costly, long-term compromises that erode both profit and reputation. More importantly, though, we've illuminated the transformative potential of strategic civil engineering outsourcing, specifically referencing how a pioneering partner like AXA Engineers offers a clear, actionable pathway, not just to scaling capacity, but gaining immediate access to highly specialized expert teams for crucial tasks like advanced CAD drafting and sophisticated 3D modeling. This ultimately leads to fundamentally streamlining your project execution, consistently delivering excellence on time, and, critically, without any compromise on quality. So, if your current civil engineering projects are caught in that relentless, exhausting vice trap between the intense pressure of seemingly impossible deadlines and the absolute unyielding demand for uncompromising quality, I urge you to ask yourself this profound question. What strategic advantage, what untapped potential are you currently missing by not exploring how a visionary partner like AXA Engineers could profoundly help you redefine what's truly possible for your next ambitious civil engineering endeavor? Don't just ponder the answer to that question. Take the next step. Reach out, connect, and actively explore these transformative possibilities further with them. Make sure to follow the deep dive for more invaluable insights into critical industry topics. And please do share your thoughts or experiences in the comments below. We truly value your perspective and eagerly await your engagement.